It's a great pleasure to welcome back to Brunel Linda Attram. She was formerly our Staff Equality and Diversity Manager here at Brunel, and she's going to talk to us about Follow Your Passion. So she's had a career spanning over 23 years in human resource management, 10 of those here at Brunel. And in 1999, Linda and her husband began to invest in property on a part-time basis, and as a result have developed a multi-million-pound property portfolio in London and the Caribbean. In 2012, Linda left Brunel to focus on her property investing passion. So Linda has now been able to become financially free, and more importantly, has given her time and the freedom to spend with her 3 children. She enjoys attending weekly taekwondo and kickboxing classes, so watch out. Be nice. And Linda strongly believes that anyone can make a difference in their life by setting a clear goal, persevering, and having the determination to succeed. So it's a great pleasure to welcome back to Brunel, Linda Attram.
I see I've managed to clear the room a little bit. Some people have left. Okay, great. Well, thank you very much for having me this afternoon. Firstly, I'd like to ask you, do you think it's important to have a dream or passion? By a show of hands. How many of you think it's important to do something that you love? And how many of you think it's important to do all 3? Okay. 80% of success is just about turning up. And all of you have decided to turn up today. You've self-selected yourselves to be in this room, to be around like-minded people, to want to be inspired by inspirational speakers, to perhaps in your own situations improve your current situation. So for just turning up, ladies and the few gentlemen at the back, I think you should all give yourselves a round of applause. Okay. Often as women, we don't congratulate ourselves for our big and our small wins. We're busy running around, looking after other people, maybe our children, our partners, etc. But we don't actually congratulate ourselves for our own small wins. So, for example, I have 3 children, and they have a much busier social life than I do. So I'm the general taxi service for them. So my 2 younger children, they represent the London Borough of Hillingdon in terms of the gymnastics squad, and they have this ridiculous long schedule of training. So this morning, my second daughter, she has to go to her training at 6:30 in the morning. So I'm getting her ready to make sure she arrives on time. Firstly, I've got to get out my bed, and then I've got to make sure she's ready, then get her off to her training, go back home, get my son ready, make sure my teenager's out the bed, get everyone off to their relevant places at school, and then once I've done that, I'm like, yes, I've done it. I've actually done it. I've actually got them to the right places at the right time. So it's really important for me to celebrate my successes on a daily basis. So why am I here today? I'm here today to talk to you about my story. As a young child, I was bullied, and that led me to become very introvert, very shy, had lots of issues around, thinking about what people said about me, what I dressed, what I looked like, and a lot of my life was living in other people's visions of me as opposed to me being me for myself. And in 2010, my mum sadly passed away. My mum was my complete inspiration, very similar to Zara. And my mum was the eldest of 16 children. Yes, 16. She was born in the Caribbean, and because she was the eldest, she had very little education. She had to stay at home with my grandma to help her raise the other children. And at the age of 21, she came over to the UK with my dad to, better her life. And because she didn't have much education, she had a job as a cleaner, which was absolutely fine. And she loved cleaning. The house was always lovely and clean. But when she passed away, it was a complete shock to me. I didn't deal with it very well because I was very angry that she was taken away from me. She was completely healthy and she was just snapped away from me. So I went through a lot of anger issues, had to basically deal with that. But the way that I decided to turn that around for myself was to look at what my mum left. She left me an amazing legacy. She taught me how to love, how to receive love, how to give love. She left us so many wonderful, wonderful things. And so what I decided to do after working at Brunel for 10 years, I decided that I was going to fulfil my own passion, fulfil my dreams like my mum did. She left the Caribbean, she came to the UK to better her life. And I thought, if my mum can do that with very little education, what can I do when I've been blessed with education? I can achieve so much more and do so much more for my children, and like I believe it was Zara said, ensure that others can benefit as well. So when I decided to leave Brunel, some people were fine, they were, oh, well done, congratulations, and there were others that were like, oh, are you sure? It's a bit risky. What if the interest rates go up and property prices, they fall down, whatever. But I'd already been working in property since 1999, so I knew what I was doing. It wasn't something that I was just jumping into for the first time. So I took the plunge and I thought, okay, I'm going to fulfill my dreams and my passion. I want to have time freedom. I want to be able to create magical memories for my children, because I have amazing memories of the times I've had with my mum, and I want to be able to create that for my children as well. So I left Brunel and I'm now working full-time in my business. When I say full-time, I choose what my full-time hours are. But I now have the time freedom to do what I want, when I want, and with whoever I want to. But I often sit back and reflect and think about the times when I was younger, when I made some bad decisions and bad choices, when I was shy, when I was introvert, when I was trying to please everybody else and look a certain way, talk a certain way, be a certain way around certain people. I often reflect and think, what would my life have been like if I hadn't tried to please everybody else? Would I be in the same position now? Would I have been in a better position? And what I would like to ask you is for you to have a think about that in your own quiet minds. Not to share it with the group, you don't need to talk to your neighbour or to come up here and share your thoughts. But just for a few moments, just think about, what is your big dream? What is your passion? What is your goal? You've got the opportunity now to think about this in this safe environment, because once you go through those doors and you start tapping away at your emails, that time's gone. If you don't have a big dream or goal, that's fine, because not everybody does. But you're allowing yourself that time now to do so. And once you've thought about what that big dream or goal is, what is it that stopped you from achieving it? What story are you telling yourself right now? Are you creating a list of excuses, or are you creating a list of actions? Does this goal give you goosebumps? If it doesn't, it's not big enough. Think bigger, dream bigger, allow yourself to do so. Don't allow other people's opinions about you or about your choices create your outcome. Because whatever decision you make today will work towards your outcome. Are you all thinking? Okay. So I made the decision a few years ago to go and work in my property business, and I've never looked back. But what I would challenge you all to do is to think about what it is your big dream and your passion is. And don't let other people's opinions or thoughts hold you back. Just go for it. Go for whatever it is that you want to do, no matter what the circumstances are. If there's a list of excuses, there's no time, there's no money, I don't have the resources, find a way around it. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I had to work hard for what I've got, and everyone can achieve anything that they want to do. You just need to put your mind to it and achieve your goals. One of the things that I find really useful is that on a daily basis, as well as celebrating my little wins, my little successes, is that I say what my goal is. I read it out aloud with a massive smile on my face. It'll probably look crazy, but it juices me up for the day, and it really gets me going. So if you have a big goal or dream or passion, I challenge you to write it down and read it out every day with a great big smile on your face. Whatever you decide to do today, like I said before, works towards your desired outcome. If you're the sort of person that procrastinates and moans and groans about all sorts of different things, that's your life. That's how your life will be. You have a chance to change your life and ensure that your desired outcome is met by the choices that you make today. Thank you very much for listening.